was getting distracted by things. Ugh. Because a lot of the time when I start, I am I just turned on my computer, and so I'm going through everything and setting shit up and being a weirdo, going over my 80 notifications that are PC exclusive and not on my phone, because I have literally one social media account on my phone that I look at. Everything else is all on my computer, because I don't want to have to have multiple things downloaded. It feels, I don't know, I don't like it. I don't like the idea, not at all. But I've got so much going on. Because I posted about how I want to commission like animations and stuff, and it's so difficult because like I don't want to approach an artist and ask them to make fan art of something that they're not a fan of. Not because I don't want to feel like I'm forcing them, but because I don't want to take away that like work and that income from someone who is a fan of it, someone who would be able to make references to certain things because we both know about them, and someone who understands the characters enough that I don't have to sit there for 3 hours explaining. Not that I don't want to explain, I heavily enjoy explaining things. But like, if I want just an art piece, I can get literally anyone to do it. But if I'm trying to tell a story, then I want someone who has the same level of understanding for those people that I do. And like, it's different if it's an OC, because no one will understand them like you do unless you actively try. But because my hope is, there is a song that I really fucking love. I think it's incredible. I found it just a little bit after it had released. It's by a small indie artist. It's a song they made specifically for their own OCs in their own universe, and I think it would make an incredible Ace Attorney animation, because I listened to that song and I'm like, oh my god, that is Miles Edgeworth. That is how he feels. That would make so much sense. So I want someone who's able to see that vision as well without me having to elaborate on why. Like, if I can be like, this is the song, this is the character, do you understand what I mean? I want someone who can be like, yeah, I do, because we're on that same fandom wavelength. But my big problem is mostly that I have a very specific corner of the internet that I kind of hang out in. I don't stray too far away, but it also means that anyone who doesn't come into my bubble one way or another, I have no idea about. And because a lot of what I like is Japanese media, kind of means that a lot of the artists that come onto my page are Japanese. And as we know, I'm not Japanese. I can't speak Japanese. The closest thing I can do is speak German, but even then, I've forgotten a lot about German. I can, read something in German and, piece together what it means, but I'm not conversational at all. I do want to learn Japanese, though. I think it would be interesting. It's just such a different language to English, so it'd be difficult, to say the least, because you gotta learn symbols and what the symbols mean, and the fact that these two symbols can mean the same thing. And then you learn what the symbols are, what they stand for, and then what that stands for. And as I listen to songs and I read translations and I read out loud Romanji to myself, and I do all this stuff in Open Utao, I slowly pick up on things and what specific kanji are, what certain words mean, which is interesting and it's fun, and I love learning about other people and about other cultures and just how it all works, because other people have a perspective on things that I'll never be able to understand because of who I am and where I grew up. It's different and it's interesting, and I wish that I'd be able to fully grasp it or have it fully explained to me, you know? Because one thing that I find so interesting is learning about how differently things are depending on where you grow up. Like how different Western fandom is to Eastern fandom, and the similarities that they have, and why things are the same, why things are different. I find it so fascinating. I watched an entire video essay on how differently emojis are used in Japan, and I thought that was the most interesting thing in the world, because you don't really think about that kind of thing, do you? It gets socialized in you the more that you engage with online culture, and until it's just normal. And it's so interesting. And I marvel at and admire the human experience so much. It's so rewarding, and yet there is no possible way you would be able to experience everything. And yet I wish I could. I wish that I could experience what other people's lives are like and their perspectives and why they view things the way they do. Even if I don't know why I view things the way that I do. I think that being a human being is such a remarkable experience. And yet, it's one that not even a human being can truly understand. But I'm getting, look, I just wanted to say that I like supporting small businesses. I don't know what the fuck that happened, where that came from. I just like supporting artists and giving artists my money and letting them draw their favorite things, you know. I've got a lot of art that I need to commission. How many actually is on my list at the moment? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and those are all just thumbnails for covers that I've done. I need, because while I usually draw the thumbnails myself, there are some that I just in no way could do, like some songs that don't really have their own art, like the stuff that I don't actually know what the artist is called. Let me check, because they're very popular, so you probably actually already know who they are. What is Read Me? No, it's not in here, but the guy who did Mind Brand, they don't do original art for their things. So that one would be one that I would need to get commissioned. And then other ones would be things that are a lot higher production and higher in skill level than I'm capable of. Things like covers for Canaria songs. And then things that I don't want the original thing for. Or like, no, I think that's everything. But each art piece will cost me about $70 on the low end, and I'm not exactly employed right now. I'm the unemployed guy. I haven't been employed since February. When did I start making my utao? Like May was the first recording, I think. I put it down on the wiki that I made. Yeah, May. I started recording that shit in May. Shit, dude. What was I doing for those 3 months? Being depressed? Voice Bank saved me from my depression. No, they did not. Don't. It's not true. It's not true. But oh god, that first recording took me so long. I wanna do a 2.0. of my voice bank so fucking bad. So bad. But I feel like I need like a better microphone and a better recording setup to do a 2.0. But maybe I should just do a 2.0 to bring it up to par with my other voice banks. But even so, she sounds fine the way she is. Anyway, today released a Taisukone cover with my Utao. Next week will be a Queen of Venus cover with not the English Utao voice bank, a Japanese Utao voice bank singing in English, because I like doing that for robotic songs, like songs sung by Adachi Ray. So upset that's not pronounced right. I don't know why I thought it was pronounced right, but for a very long time I thought that name was pronounced right, and part of me is upset that it's not, because I like Rai better than Ray. I think it sounds prettier. But you know, I'm not a guy who makes names. Fuck, I've been talking for half an hour. Well, not really, 15 minutes, because 15 minutes was me just doing absolutely jack shit. But look, I promised. I said if I didn't stream on Wednesday, the stream would be longer. So hopefully I don't fucking die. Hopefully I don't die and everything's fine and dandy, and my throat already hurts. I didn't refill my water, so I might have to go do that at some point. Get my water. Ah, what? I pressed enter and Windows opened a thing. Anyway, yeah, so, I realize that I know that I remember this case. I know what's gonna happen. I'm excited how we're gonna get there though, because it's been a while. It's been a while since I watched it, and I think when I finish this, I'm going to rewatch it so that I can like get that experience, you know. Anyway, hi Maya. Nick, what is it? I've got a confession to make. I'm terrible at figuring out magic tricks. Magic tricks? Yeah. Magic tricks are, by their very definition, tricks, right? But I can never figure out what the tricks... Figure out the tricks when I see them. It's because the tricks are performed by professionals. They do it so you can't guess the trick. But the trick Pearly showed me was incredible. Pearls did a magic trick. What kind of trick was it? Let's see. It looked like she pulled it out of her own... She pulled her own thumb off. First, she put her right thumb in her left hand, and then it just separated. She could move it up and down and everything. It was incredible. Really? Was it kind of like this? What? How did you do that, Nick? You're like a real magician. See, this is why I just can't figure out magic. I'm no good at it. Especially hard tricks like flying away from the scene of a murder. You take all the fun out of magic if you keep trying to figure it out. You get it, Phoenix. You get it, Phoenix. I love magic. I love magic tricks so much. When I was younger, I got super into magic tricks. I got so many sets trying to learn specific magic tricks. I was kind of shit at it, but I had so much fun with it. Oh, I used to watch Penn and Teller all the fucking time. And every time there's like a guy doing magic in the street, I fucking love watching that guy. Oh, he's always the coolest guy on the street, you know? It's so great, and they always have so much fun and so cool. And one time when I was younger, I went to this fair and this guy was doing magic, right? And I got to go on stage to help him with the magic trick. And it was that one where they don't solve the Rubik's Cube. They have the Rubik's Cube match the way an audience participant shuffled it. And like the entire routine, I later realised was exactly from a guy who is the exact routine some guy on Full Lust performed. It was like down to every single trick that he did was the exact same as that guy. But it was so good. I was so excited because I was like, oh my god, I know exactly what he's gonna do. You audience members, you're all fucking idiots. I know what he's gonna do before he fucking says it. I was like, what, 8 years old when that happened? Honestly, we should have known I was autistic by then, because I spent too much time hanging around and talking to that guy. I hope he was not annoyed. He did give me his business card, and I held on to it for so long until eventually I lost my phone and the business card was in the case of my phone. And I, to this day, still can't remember who that guy was. I should have followed him on Facebook, man. Oh. I love magicians so much. I love magicians so much. Oh, I love magicians so much. Anyway, we've got things to attend to. You know, like solving a murder. You hear that? Sounds like two peekaboo arguing. Alright, let's do it. Are you ready? Yes, wait. Quit your whining. Let's just give this a shot already. Alright, let's go. Row, row, row your boat. Row, row, row your boat. What are you doing? Gently down the stream. Come on, you know that. I'm trying my best, but Trilo, this just isn't going to work. Do you enjoy saying dumb things? You're going to have to be on your own someday. If you can't handle something as simple as this, what are you going to do then? Hello, Ben. Hello to you too, Trilo. What are you doing here? Can't you see we're on a secret crash training course? I'm sorry. Secret crash training? Whoa. Yes. Trilo wouldn't give up until I said we'd try out his idea for a new routine. So, we were trying to sing in a round for our new ventriloquism act. In a round? You can really do that? That's incredible. See? Even they are surprised by the idea, I told you. They're not the only ones. You even surprised me with your idea. Once we've got a grip on the basics, then it's just a matter of practice. You think so? Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to give this back to you. There it is. Now that I've got this ring back, it's time to make one more shot at Regina. God, you're fucking weird. You're so weird. I don't know what kind of fucking dynamic is going on between you and your puppet, but it's weird. And I kind of love it.
I know that you already testified in court today.
You want to talk about what we saw, right?
Yeah.
Well, at first we thought it was the old man. Just looking at his walk and how he acted, right, Ben? Huh? Oh, yeah. That's right. But then we said hello and he didn't even reply. So, not to mention, he was draped in those gaudy symbols.
What would you have thought if he wasn't wearing those symbols?
What do you think, Ben?
What? Oh, I would have thought it was the ringmaster.
Something just isn't adding up here. I wonder who they really saw.
I was hoping I could ask you about Regina.
I'm completely serious about her. That's why I'm waiting for her even now.
Really? That's so sweet.
Is it? Oh yeah, she's 16.
But if you really wanted to see Regina, shouldn't you check out the tent?
Ha! You haven't got a clue about these things, do you, sweetheart? Waiting for like this is part of being in love.
How so?
If you had a clue, you would know that waiting is such sweet, wonderful torture. Okay, Spamton, calm down. When your body aches for your partner's love, that's one of the best parts. Okay, calm your fucking farm there, man.
Yeah, I knew that.
Poor Maya, she's so red that it's like a vine ripe tomato. Tomato. Why did I say tomato? I say tomato.
So, how's your new routine working out?
Will you two just take a chill pill already? Our routines are secret. We're going to take ventriloquism world by storm. It'll be a real revolution.
That sounds incredible.
But let me make one thing clear. We're not going to take on the world just because that jerk said we should. That jerk? Max Galactica. Performer should aim for the world. Who does he think he is?
Trilo, you seem to be really fighting up about all this.
He needs to realize that he isn't the one who can conquer the world stage.
You're right.
Mark my words, I, Trilo Quest, will win the Grand Prix.
You're the man now, doll.
Row, row, row your boat will be the key to glorious victory. Not to rain on your parade, but wouldn't a more mature song be best? Hey, you've got to start somewhere, right? Don't screw this up. You've got to be a part to do this. Oh, God. I can't believe you're doing that here. Anyway. Can you? I don't think I need to ask you about anything at the moment. I think everything... I think for now, I'll leave you to do whatever the fuck's going on here. Check out some other shit. Sup, Gumshoe? Oh, it's you. Oh, hi, pal. Look, we all knew that a day would come where I adored seeing you. I can't resist a man over the age of 30. You look like you just got hit by a truck. Shouldn't you get some rest? Ugh, I'm taking a rest right now, pal. I've been listening to some crazy crown's life story. Miss Von Karma told me to come down here to do this for her. Yeah, I figured as much. Let me tell you something, pal. Listening to that old clown sucks all your energy. Every time he's done talking, he looks at you like you should be doing something. I think he's waiting for you to laugh at his jokes. I know that, pal. Do you have any idea how much your face hurts if you fake laugh like that?
Francisca really set you up bad this time, didn't she? If you ask me, she should be listening to Mo herself.
No way, pal. You're not gonna get me to backbite a woman with a whip. No way. You got some sense in you, mate.
Why are you defending her?
He's not defending her. He's saying he doesn't want to get beat up, and therefore, no point in, like, trying to fight it. Prosecutor Von Karma's always got her eyes on us. And every time you definitely don't want her to show off, poof, there she is. Don't show up, don't show up, don't show up, don't show up, don't show up. Looks like she's wound him up pretty tight. She's directly above us as we speak.
Huh? How's that possible?
According to the clown, the culprit jumped from here and disappeared into the sky. So that's what happened. So if that's what happened, it means the killer passed right by this window, pal.
Oh, I see. Who lives in that room behind the window up there?
The acrobat's got his room up on the 3rd floor, it seems. Pretty soon, Miss Von Karma's gonna start her investigation up there. So don't get any ideas going up into the acrobatics room. Got it, pal? You saying this like you want the prosecution to win. I mean, you probably do, because at this point, it'll feel like your head on the platter, but like,
Francisca Von Karma.
Once she's done with her investigation, I think I'll go up there and check it out. What's up, dude? Mo's not here.
If he was here, you would have been able to tell even before you stepped into his room. I'm sure you would have heard him laughing away.
What do you think he is laughing? What do you think he's laughing at when he's all by himself?
I always thought he was just thinking up new jokes.
Must really love his work. I'm sure he does.
Clown equipment is so funny looking. It's got a bouncing ball, a unicycle. It's even got a trampoline.
But they're all broken.
Well, you've got to give them all a shot. Trying is the most important thing.
Sure seems to have tried them all, but were any of these useful? Probably at some point, man. Probably at some point. What the fuck happened to your ceiling? Look at the ceiling. It looks like someone punched a hole in it.
You're right. I wonder what happened.
I don't even want to imagine what goes on in here. Honestly. Who fucking knows? This guy. He's passionate about his career, let's just say. Why Yay! Whatever. Anyway, I gotta go talk to... Who the fuck's in here? Regina?
Huh? Where's Regina?
I don't know, but if she's with that tiger, I don't want to find out. Let's hurry up and get out of here.
Nick, you're kind of a chicken, aren't you?
No. I'm allergic to wild tigers. Yeah, I think everyone's allergic to wild tigers, man.
Max and the ringmaster had their talk in this room.
That could have been when the ringmaster put on Max's costume and went outside.
Why'd he do that anyway? Was it really that cold or something?
Who knows, man? Who knows? But we'll find out in the meantime. Oh, there you are, man. Ah, right, welcome to the wonderful and the fabulous, the cafeteria. Yikes, he's in an awfully good mood. Alright, you know what time it is. Riddle time. Why does everyone cry when they eat Mexican pizza? Come on, you can answer this. It's easy. Because cafeteria Mexican pizza is possibly a weapon of foul destruction? Wrong. Try again. Okay, what do you think, girly? Don't call any... Don't ever call anyone girly. That's why if anyone calls me girly, fucking fuck 'em. Nuh-uh. Never again.
I got it.
Okay. What is your answer?
Because they are in the cafeteria.
Exactly. It's an incredibly sad place, that cafe. What does that have to do with Mexican pizza? That's a good pun, but I don't think I really get the joke.
I get it.
Yay for Maya! I can't believe Maya figured it out. What's going on? He's being too nice. Anyway, what's up, my dude?
Today's been a really crazy day, hasn't it?
You're telling me. I didn't think it was going to be this so tough.
Tough?
Yeah, it was a tough crowd. That's what you call a crowd that refuses to laugh. For instance, it was such a tough crowd this morning, I had to smash watermelons. I told them all a great story and even greater jokes, and not one bursted out laughing.
You even used the famed no shoes, no shirt, no surface joke.
Exactly! How can you not laugh at stunning comedy like that? Because it wasn't the greatest joke in the world. You know, the one where he gives a guy a drink. And he gives the 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 guy a drink. You know, a real multiverse, paradoxal kind of jokes. Those are the best ones. Are you 100% sure about your testimony today? I saw what I saw, I swear. That creep just
Flew through the air.
wasn't exactly flying per se, it was more like floating. The silhouette of his face made me positive it was Max. I don't see a psyche log. He must be telling the truth. Anywho, bye-bye. 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 What's up, Max? Oh, My sweeties. You mind hurrying up and getting me out of this place? We're doing our best, Max. Just hang in there. A little while ago, some people from local TV station came by. And since I'm a famed magician, they said, let's make you your very own TV special.
Really? What kind of TV special?
Maximilian Galacticum, the Great Prison Escape. It would be aired live.
Hey, that sounds like it would be an awesome special.
But if I do the special before I'm acquitted, they'll never let me out of here for real. Well, it would surely be unnecessary addition to your troubles with the law. That's what I was thinking, but the production staff is already working on the show. If you don't get me out of here quick, I'll have no choice but to stage a real prison break. You seem awfully calm about that possibility. I'd have no choice. It'd be a contractual obligation as a show business. Anyway, what's up, man? On the night of the crime, you didn't happen to fly into the sky, did you? Here is how everything went down, sweetie. At the time of the murder, I was sitting in the ringmaster's room. Not to mention, flying off in the sky is not something I can do at will. I don't care about what the stoogey clown says. It wasn't me.
Max, do you think you could teach me the trick behind flying?
You'll have to forgive me, sweetie. The difference between me and the cheap imitation magicians is that I keep my mouth shut. I don't teach people tricks, but I will say this much. It's much harder than you think.
I was thinking about this in court today. I've got a favor to ask you.
Anything for you, sweetie.
Be friends with the other performers in the circus.
Fabulous, a great joke. Why would I be friends with a bunch of hacks like them?
But
I've won on the world stage. I won the International Grand Prix. International Grand Prix. Performers should always look to perform on the world stage. But the performers at the circus are completely and utterly devoid of ambition. That is something that I simply can't tolerate. Ambition, huh? Yuck.
Something about what Max just said rings true to my ears.
Oh my sweeties, want to hear all about the Grand Prix, don't they? To be honest though, I've told the story like 100 times already. It's a bit boring.
We're sorry to make you tell it again.
You must not have heard me. I am really sick of telling the story. But what do you do? I'm Maximilian Galactica. I suppose I can tell it again. Voila! Here, look at this. I just happen to have a picture from the Grand Prix with me. Just look at that fabulous stage. That is the first stage that I ever flew on. I flew right over the audience. The crowd erupted into applause. At that time, I thought to myself that I could die right then and die a happy man. I'll never forget how I felt that night. The emotions, the acclaim.
Wow.
By the way, I think everyone who is a performer should get to experience that feeling. I just wish I could explain that to the other people in the circus.
That's incredible, Max. I want a trophy too. Hey, Nick, how about you buy me a trophy?
That's not how you earn a trophy, Maya. My sweeties, you can have this picture of my triumph. Just make sure you show it to the other members of the circus. Look and learn. That's what you should tell them. And how to get thrown in jail? Bye then. Here. Talk about this. That's, it's... That's great. I love this guy. Look. If it wasn't for the whole thing with a 16-year-old, you'd be pretty cool, man. You'd be pretty cool. Pretty cool. Anyway. Nothing new. You would fucking hate to see anything from that guy. Because you fucking hate his guts. You think he's the worst guy in the entirety of existence. What the fuck would I need to do now then? Maybe I should show it tomorrow. What's up, Trailer? Bye, Trailer. What's up, Mo? Tell me how much you fucking hate this guy. Ah, not this picture. He showed it to you guys too.
Huh? You've seen it as well.
Well, you know that what they say about Maximilian Galactica. He really gets around. I'm not sure how that's meant to be a dig at him. Oh yeah! He didn't just show me that picture.
What do you mean?
He showed me his bust too. Let me tell you, that thing is enormous. It's in the picture, I think. He'd make us worship it every day. He made us bow to his greatness. He's got a big bust. I wouldn't mind hearing more about Max's bust, but I'm not into that sort of thing. Oh, like an ass man, are you? I'm gonna screenshot that for no reason at all. He's an ass man. It's not so we can stop drawing him being into tits. That's ridiculous. Phoenix, what a fucking thing to say to yourself. Anyway, what about this? Do you know anything about this? Oh, you don't know anything about it. Max's boss should be on that small table over there. But there's nothing over there. Really? Oh yeah. When was it? It was about 5 days ago, all of a sudden. The boss disappeared.
It disappeared.
If you want to see it, there's a photo on the bulletin board over there. Max just had to put up the picture.
Yeah. This thing is really cool. Nick, I want someone to make a bust of me.
Sure, as long as I'm not the one paying for it.
Aw.
Max G. Bust. Max G. Bust? What? Who's this bust guy? Is there anything else that's changed around this place? Nope, nothing's changed that I can say. Wonder if he's actually thinking about this, or if he is setting up a bad joke. Nope, I'm drawing a blank here. quiet Mo is a good Mo in my book.
I guess there really aren't any other things that have changed, huh?
Well, there is one teensy tiny thing that doesn't seem different.
Tell us, tell us.
Well, on the morning of the crime, over on the bulletin board, this piece of paper was posted front and center. Piece of paper. It's torn, so I don't know what it said, but I could see the title.
Yikes. It says, "To the murderer."
Murderer? Yep, that's what it says, but the rest of it has been ripped in half. And I don't know who posted it. When did you find this? The morning before the murder.
Before the murder?
Yeah, the ringmaster was killed the night after this paper was discovered. Who in the world posted this thing?
Nick, I think we better follow up on this important lead.
Well, wouldn't that have anything to do with the paper in that guy's pocket that Phoenix refused to let us look at earlier, even though... No, probably not, because otherwise they'd say something when I walk into the room. And it's the look of a guy, you know, a scrap of white paper is sticking out of the coat pocket. Oh yeah, you can't just go running between through people's coats. But Phoenix, there's been a murder. The guy who owned this coat is dead. I think we can go through his pockets. You just don't want me to find evidence too fast. Damn game. Anyway, did you know anything about this?
No.
Alright, bye Charlo. Ugh, still nothing. So I am meant to ask more questions. Okay, do you have anything to tell me about this? No. Okay, do you know anything about this? No. I'll go back, ask Max about what happened to his bust. Tell us about your bust, Max. What about this? Okay, so you're not gonna tell us anything. What about this?
Do you know anything about this note?
The morning of the murder, it was posted on the wall in the cafeteria. I do know all about that note. When I read it, my heart certainly skipped a beat.
Your heart skipped a beat.
While I was enjoying my morning tea, the ringmaster and company entered the room. And company? I guess it wasn't really company, it was just the ringmaster and my sweetie pie. When the ringmaster read the note, he turned incredibly bright red. All of a sudden, he tore it off the wall and shoved it into the pocket of his tailcoat. Now you'll let me have a look at it.
Really? Out of curiosity, what in the world was written on that thing?
Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I don't want to steal this fun from my sweeties. Go and find out on your own. I'm sure you can find it somewhere. You might also want to ask my sweet pie princess. Bye. Time to go looking at the tailcoat. Hi, Trilo. Bye, Trilo. Can I look at it now?
Hey, do you see that? There's a scrap of paper shoved into the pocket of the tailcoat.
You know, I've got a feeling I know what this is.
It's the other half of that note that Mo gave us. Let's hurry up and check it out, Nick. I knew it'd fix perfectly with the other piece.
What does it say? To the murderer, I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Meet me at 10 p.m. tonight at the Lodging House Plaza.
Tonight at 10 p.m.
That's when the murder took place.
Now we need to find out who called out the ringmaster.
It's okay, guys. It's okay. We will figure it out. Eventually. We'll put all the pieces together. And... Hi, Gunpoo. Hi. You should do up those top buttons of yours, straighten out your tie. You'll look so much better.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe. I'm sure you did a good job, as usual.
Well, I am done with the investigation of the acrobat. Finally. But with Miss Von Karma...
Nick, what is that? That beeping sound?
It's Miss Von Karma.
Huh?
Every time I hear that sound, she's usually not very far behind. Some sort of pager or something. If you don't mind, pal, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here. Quick. See you, pal!
I didn't know that Gumshoe could run that fast.
So much for being a flatfoot. Never seen a grown man so afraid of a girl still in her teens. I mean, she's 18. She's not that far off from being an adult.
Well, let's go inside. It's freezing out here. It's a bit... Ow! It's biting as the lashes from a whip.
Hi. Hi, Von Karma. Hi. What's a girl gonna do to meet a woman like you in her life? Von Karma! She really did appear. It was a battle today in the court, wasn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright? You have to jump out and scare us like that? What can I do for you? Tomorrow will be the day my dream finally comes true. You mean the story of my defeat at your hands making the national news? National news? You possess such a small sense of scale. The global news, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Your miserable plight will be known internationally. I think she might be overestimating the importance of a win by just a smidge. Oh ho ho! Oh ho ho! Miss Von Karma, it appears you got your hands into something big, huh? I'm amazed you picked up on that much. Anyone could. You wouldn't hide that. You couldn't hide that look of victory with a 10 paper bag on your head. I got conclusive evidence and a conclusive witness. Need any more hints? A conclusive witness, you mean the acrobat, right? I'm putting all the summons for him to be called as a witness as we speak. It's the final nail in the coffin, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Yeah. I get it already. You want to beat and destroy me. I can't worry about her. I've got to try and find out more information myself.
Why do you keep giving Nick the evil eye? It doesn't matter if you prove the defendant guilty tomorrow. Nothing will be able to bring your dad back.
My dad? You must mean the esteemed Manfred von Karma.
Of course, your dad. I know you miss him.
Enough out of you. One more word, and you'll get the mouthful of whip. Now, when did I ever bring up my papa's name into this, or any other conversation? Then what's this thing, this revenge thing you're talking about? You wouldn't understand, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I have to see him again, one more time. Him? I'm sure you know of whom I refer. Miles Edgeworth.
What? Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth?
Miles Edgeworth? Miles Edgeworth. Why do you even bring him up? You haven't forgotten, have you? You know who it was that trained the gifted prosecutor Miles Edgeworth?
Manfred von Karma.
Exactly, right. It was my papa.
That means that Edgeworth was...
Right again. Miles was like a little brother to me.
Huh? Little brother. But Edgeworth and Nick are the same age.
Edgeworth. The man who inspired me to become an attorney. God, look at him. Fought against him in a few cases. But a little after that case was over, he vanished. It's your fault he's gone.
Huh?
It's the truth, isn't it, Mr. Phoenix Wright?
Nick, what does she mean?
Edgeworth was never quite the same after that case. And then, with the case after that one, he never set foot into court again. And then one day, he just vanished. All he left was a simple note in the prosecutor's office. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chooses death. That was 1 year ago. It was a few months after you left to go back home.
Mr. Edgeworth? He's dead?
I don't believe it. He's still alive, I'm sure of it. Somewhere in this world, he's still alive. Prosecutor Miles Edgeworth chose death? Of course he did. You ruined his reputation as a prosecutor. You effectively killed the prosecutor in him. Just like your victory muddied the honorable name von Karma. I'm going to find him. And then I'm going to teach him his rightful place with my own 2 hands.
Nick! About Mr. Edgeworth.
Maya, I already told you this once. Don't make me do it again. Don't bring up his name in front of me again, okay?
Nick?
Miss Von Karma, what? I don't know if you are God's gift to prosecutors or not, but I've had enough enough of you, him too.
What in the world happened?
This dog is on bark and no bite. He's already been defeated. Regardless, I have nothing to inform you of today. Tomorrow will be the greatest courtroom battle this country has ever seen.
Nick.
Let's go. We need to talk with the performer on the 3rd floor.
I'm sorry I brought it up, Nick.
I mean, you didn't. Von Karma did. And frankly, Phoenix, I feel like you're overreacting a bit here for a guy you totally don't care about on a deep personal level. This is your divorce arc. This is you're in your divorce era, in which you were like, I totally don't give a shit about him, and he totally ruined my entire life, and I hated him so much. And then you turn around and be like, actually, I love him. Actually, he's so cool and stuff. And, you cry, Phoenix Wright. You cry in your bedroom. You cry. Anyway, that's all to say that I've been reading a lot of spam Tanner. You must be Phoenix Wright. Yes. Pleased to meet you. I'm Ken Dingling. But here at the circus, everyone just calls me Acro.
Mr. Acro.
How do you know my name? The detective told me. He said you'd definitely show up here.
Acro, you're a member of the circus as well.
That's right. I mainly performed on the tightrope or the flying trapeze. But nowadays, all I perform in is my wheelchair. Acro, why did you join the circus? When I was a kid, my parents failed miserably at business. Then one night, they decided to run away from it all, without me. The only person who was willing to take my parents' place was the ringmaster. The ringmaster took such incredible care of me. He was a true lifesaver.
It seems the ringmaster was truly a saint.
He was. That's why I decided to do something very important. I decided I would devote my entire life to repaying him for... And now... look how someone repaid him for all the good in his life. It's such a shame. Sometimes I think that he almost was too kind. Perhaps he was too kind to his performers. Perhaps he was too kind to his daughter. I wonder if he spoiled Regina.
Regina is so cute, she's truly a princess.
Truly a princess. Are you sure that's a good thing? Do I detect a bit of a grudge against Regina? I stopped by yesterday and noticed you went in your room. I was in the hospital all day yesterday. Ah, you went there for rehabilitation? What about the murder? Of course I knew about it. I spoke with the police before they allowed me to go to the hospital. Before I got the call from the prosecutor, I was convinced that it was all a dream.
Huh?
I just couldn't believe it when I saw what I saw. What you saw? Jeez, that sounded really ominous. What did you see, Acro? That night, I was in bed, sleeping, when I heard a huge sound coming from below my window.
You see, the scene of the crime was right below your window.
That's when I looked out the window.
What did you see?
You were flying straight up into the air.
He.
Maximilio Galactica.
What?
That's what I thought he'd say. You're absolutely positive that it was Max you saw flying? I am absolutely sure. There's no doubt in my mind.
Nick. I'm sorry to ask, but why are you in a wheelchair?
The nerves in my legs were badly damaged, and you can't walk now. Can't even stand. And since I live on the 3rd floor, I can't even leave this building by myself.
That's awful.
The accident happened during an acrobatic session, right? Yeah, Phoenix, I'm not sure if you can, like, pick up on this, but, nerve damage doesn't really happen from something like falling. Doesn't seem like Acro's injuries were acrobatic in nature. What's on your mind, Mr. Wright? Well, exactly when were your injuries? It's been almost 6 months since I was hurt. I injured my legs during practice. 6 months ago. Well, the world went on at the circus then. I don't have evidence at all. So I'll come back in a minute. I doubt you're gonna tell me anything about it. So I'm just gonna see if anyone else can tell me anything, and then I'll come back here if I gotta. Oop. Ugh, my leggies. Stop, Trailer. Hi, Trailer. Oh, tiger noises. Oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. Wow, tiger noises. Nick! Wonderful. Today's special must be filet of Phoenix.
Stay, heal. Oh, Maya, Nick, it's you guys. I'm sorry. I must have made a mistake.
Mistake?
Yeah, a little one. I was thinking of teaching whatever primate was out there a lesson. But I was expecting more of a monkey than a human. A monkey? It's a pity that what happened to the ringmaster. Dad? Everyone loved him, didn't they? He must have been quite a man. He was! I love my dad so much.
I hate to say this, but she doesn't seem all that broken up about her father.
That's why I feel so lonely. Now that I won't be able to see him for a while.
For a while?
Yeah. When Leon died, I talked with my dad, and he told me that when someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens.
A star?
That means that my dad is looking down on me from the sky. That's why I love the night so much. I can see everyone who's gone.
When someone dies, they just become a star in the heavens. That's kind of sweet. But I bet there's no way that Maya believes that.
What do you mean there's no way I believe that?
Do you think that one day I'll be a star too?
Of course!
You really think so? Yeah, you will. I think.
I've got a feeling that everyone is doing great up there in the sky.
I wonder if everything's alright with Regina.
Just to go back and clear something up, why do you want to teach Money a lesson?
Because he's a meanie. There's something that means... He's got something that means a lot to me.
Something that means a lot to you? Is it something shiny, right?
Actually, it's a stage costume. It's got a lot of spangles. It's really beautiful. You should see it.
We should.
When the costume just gets hit by a spotlight, it dazzles. Hey, Mr. Attorney! Huh? If you saw that monkey, you'd get my costume back for me, wouldn't you? It's really important to me. Sure. I'll get it for you.
Leave it to us.
Guess there's no turning down that request.
Yay! You're really gonna do it!
I don't think you know anything about anything. There's no denying it. Max is cool. I want to try flying someday too, with Max. She's already flown off into her own little world.
Nick, I want to try flying too.
Okay, I'll think about it. Okay. Regina, have you seen this before? I know what this is.
Really?
Well, it was in my pocket for a while.
It was in your pocket?
This piece of paper was in your pocket. I guess I noticed it when it was in there around breakfast time. Breakfast time? Yeah, I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. That's when I also take out the trash in his room. Then I'd go to the cafeteria and eat my own breakfast.
That's when you realized the piece of paper was in your pocket.
Yep, but since I'm not a murderer, I just figured it belonged to someone else in someone else's pocket. And then what? I wondered if the person who lost it was in trouble, so...
You didn't put it in the bulletin board in the cafeteria, did you?
I did! I stuck it up there. How'd you know? So it was Regina who put it up there. When did this happen? The morning of the murder, I think. That explains a lot. I wonder who wrote this. Okay. You don't know anything about it, and I don't think you're gonna know anything about this either. Ooh! That's Pepper! Isn't it? From the cafeteria. Huh? It's from the cafeteria. It's not? I remember seeing it there. This is cafeteria's Pepper. You know, I'm not a big fan of Pepper. Okay. Useless information, but... True. Anything else? Anyone can tell me anything at all? Nothing here.
Something smells fantastic. So we know it can't be Mo. Wait, I know what it is. It's burgers.
Hello. Welcome to the Bistro du Circuit, aka the cafeteria.
It smells so good in here, and those burgers look great.
She's drooling like she's some sort of crazed burger monster. My burgers are the best. Juicy meat, toasted bun, special sauce. They are absolutely irresistible to anyone with a hankering for a burger. One bite will send you into hamburger heaven.
I bet. I can tell by the smell.
Whoa, I'm getting hungry too. The burgers must have some kind of special power.
Now that the Ringmaster is gone, what are you going to do?
That's all I've thought about for the past 2 days. Everyone loved Russell. You've heard Acro's story, haven't you? Like how he was adopted when he was younger? He's calmed down a bit now, but he was livid when he heard about the murder. Acro was so upset that he said he couldn't go on. He was that upset. Yes, he was. Anyways, I gave it some thought. Maybe I should give up on trying to be a half-baked clown. I've been thinking of trying on the Ringmaster's shoes.
What? Really?
Max would still be an issue, though.
Max?
He may be a bit mean and hard to work with, but it's hard to argue his importance. He's probably the reason the circus is still around. A lot of what he says is right.
No.
All that's left is to see if everyone can get over the tragedy. You know, the tragedy. You know? What is he talking about? Get over what tragedy? No. Huh? Don't worry about it. It's nothing at all.
He must mean the tragic death of the ringmaster, right? Yes, that's
Right, you got it right, girlie. Correctamundo. Doesn't even ding. Mo, I mean no disrespect here, but are you lying to us? No, not at all. What makes you think that? Just the way that you said if everyone could get over the tragedy seemed a bit strange. It sounded like you were talking about something from a long time ago. Mo, I'm right, aren't I? Oh my god, not again. Come on, why can't anyone just tell me the truth about anything? Well, the truth... It was about 6 months ago. It was just a little accident. But give me a break! Us old men have accidents. I wear big pants for a reason. 6 months ago, Fine. I don't think I have anything for it, but what would you need me to tell you? Well, please tell us what happened 6 months ago. What in the world went on at the circus? Okay, there's no need to look at me. Look so scary when you ask me. Hey, look over there, some juicy burgers, let's eat instead. Unfortunately, I'm more of a grilled chicken sandwich man myself. Actually, I've kind of got an idea of what happened back then. Well, you said something about an accident. It wouldn't happen to be the cause of the murder, would it? Cause of the accident, would it? Okay. I'm sure if I can do. Okay, I don't think I have the evidence for it. Having to be the cause of the accident. Look, I could try some things, but I don't feel like I've got enough evidence. Like I haven't. No one's told me fucking anything about anything. So I think I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna see if anyone will tell me anything about anything. Okay, Max isn't here right now. Well, what does Akro want me to do with his? His is harder, and I definitely don't have any of the evidence for it. I might try the pepper with Mo, though, because that's the only thing I can think of. I have to ask you how you were injured. I'm sorry, I thought we talked about this. It was an accident that happened during practice. An accident during practice? Yes, unfortunately acrobats are prone to all sorts of injuries. He's lying. If that were the real cause, he'd have no reason to keep it secret. Acro, are you really telling me practice accident was causing injury? Okay. Okay. So I need to get information out of Mo, and then I can come back to you, get the more information out of you. That makes sense. That's what I figured was going on, but, you know. Nothing in here, is there? Yeah. Oh, it's a monkey.
Yeah, it's money.
And monkey's holding something.
That's it! That's a thing that means a lot to Regina, remember?
Alright, time to take it from the muggy Eterne style. Stay, money, stay. Hey, it's working.
Sounded like he was confused at the end of that ooh.
Stay,
Yikes.
I knew that acting like Regina would do the trick.
Nick, you...
I swiped it while Money was distracted.
Wow, you're really on the ball today, Nick. Let me see it, let me see it.
Huh? You can see it fine from where you are.
You know what I mean? I really want to try on Regina's costume.
Maybe then they'll take you in at the circus and I can get some peace and quiet. Phoenix. What's the matter now?
It doesn't fit me at all.
Oh well, guess it's time for you to lay off the burgers. Not to mention, it doesn't look like something any girl I know would actually wear. I say. Regina, I found your thing. Regina. Here's your thing, Regina.
Here you go, Regina.
Thank you, you really got it back for me. Don't mention it. I love you, Mr. Attorney. It's nothing. No wonder guys melt into mush in front of this girl.
Hey, Regina.
That costume is yours, right? I tried it on, but it didn't fit me. Huh? This costume? It isn't mine, it's Leon's. Leon's?
You know, the lion she told us about?
Huh. The one that someone killed. Tell me more about Leon. Leon. He was killed, wasn't he? That's right. My dad killed him.
What? Why?
Well, Leon did something really bad during practice. Leon was sitting down, and when he opened his mouth, you know, gwah. Usually, when he did that, I would put my head into his mouth.
Wait, you put your head into a lion's mouth?
I sure did. The people in the crowd always love seeing me do that. They always start screaming. You sure they were screaming because they love seeing me do that? Anyways, what was the bad thing? Oh yeah, Leon bit someone during that practice.
Regina, everything was alright though, right?
No, it wasn't alright. That was the problem. My dad was incredibly angry. And that's when Leon... Yeah, that's when he became a star in the sky. Poor thing. Leon. Anyway. Yo, mo, yo, mo. Yo, mo. It was just an accident, some accident that I don't want to tell you about. This wouldn't happen to have been the cause of the accident. Huh. I heard a little bit about it from Regina. Leon made a mistake during practice, right? How did you... I told them so many times. You shouldn't be doing such dangerous acts. Like putting your head inside a lion's mouth, right? Yeah. But Regina believed in Leon. She believed so strongly that the ringmaster went along. He never could say no to her. Out of curiosity, who was bitten? Come on, Mo. Don't clam up. Who did Leon bite on the head? Well, I promised I wouldn't say anything. You promised. He's involved in this too. He's involved, huh? We must be talking about... You're talking about Acro. It must have been Acro, right? How'd you know? Don't worry about that, Mo. Getting to the bottom of this accident may help solve what happened to the ringmaster. No way. I need to know the truth about what happened to Russell. Please tell me what you know. I'm sorry, Acro. It's just like you said. You know, the accident.
Did someone die?
No, but it would have probably been better if I had. What? How would that have been better? He's still alive, but when he got bit, he suffered massive brain damage. He'll never recover from the coma that he's in.
Coma?
All he does now is lie in bed at the hospital. And that's all he's ever going to be able to do.
I see.
How is he related to Acro? He's his brother.
Huh?
The person who got bit was Acro's brother.
Brother?
They were an acrobat team of brothers, Acro and Bat. Cute nicknames, I thought. Anyways, they were an incredible team, cut down together in their prime.
Who is Acro's younger brother?
Sean Dingling, but everyone just calls him Bat. He fell in love with Regina. Trying to win her love was his downfall. Everyone seems to fall in love with Regina. 6 months ago, while we were practicing, all of a sudden, Bat bullets out, let me perform with Leon.
Why'd he do that?
I don't know, but that's what caused the accident. I'll never forget that moment. It was so strange. Leon had the weirdest look on his face. He was smiling. He? You mean Leon? Yeah, Leon. When he bit down, he was smiling. You can't attribute human features to cats because they don't smile. Some sick grin.
No way. That's impossible.
Smirking lion, flying murderer. Why does it seem that it's always Mo who catches all these incredible events?
Nick, can lions smile?
We never told the police about the incident. The circus would have been shut down if we had. The next day, the ringmaster took Leon out and shot him with a rifle.
So that's what happened.
Well, you guys were so serious. What was I supposed to do? I had to tell you. But all the truthfulness has put me in a mood for a burger. Here, you should have some pepper. Shakalaka. Here he goes again, acting like he's a normal, crazy self. Nice! What a wonderful sneeze.
Huh? You think so?
You sneeze with pepper and slip on a banana peel. That's classic clown shit. Girlie, I know you gotta understand that.
Nick, I think I'd make a good clown.
Other than Regina, I've never seen a cuter sneezer.
Does Regina sneeze with pepper too?
She does. Bat always tease her with pepper. From my point of view, those two always look so perfect together.
They look perfect together, huh?
Wow. 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 Can't any of these guys just be a normal age for her? Come on, man. Come the fuck on. Oh my god. Anyway, I'm gonna head back, talk to Acro. So Acro will spill the beans, if you know what I'm saying. He will spill literal, not metaphorical beans at all. Ah, Mr. Wright, back again, I see.
Well, he did say, I'll be back.
Wait, was that someone else? We're back because Acro's hiding his legs, why his legs were injured. He was hurt in the accident 6 months ago. It would seem that he knows that we know. Well, well. Seems you've got things you want to talk about, so fire away. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. Alrighty then. 3. Oh my god, I can't stop yawning.
Look, I know I got up at like 5 o'clock today.
Acro, are you really telling me that a practice injury is cause of... practice was the cause of your injury? And Leon? Leon, 6 months ago you were attacked by the lion. That's when you were injured. I know I'm around the right track, I've just got to keep going. You're saying that I was attacked by a lion. That's what I'm saying. I'm sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'm an acrobat. I'm no animal tamer. If a lion was coming at me, I'd be running for the exit. Okay, maybe attacked was not the best word to be using, so let me rephrase that as battled the lion. You seem to enjoy telling jokes. Why would I decide to battle a lion? Because you had to fight it. You had to fight it to save someone. Ah, fuck me. I clicked E instead of R. Fuck me. I assure you that it would take more than that to let me go after a lion. E. For bad. It's not her. But it was a shame what happened to your brother 6 months ago. You tried to save him, didn't you? And that's how you got that terrible injury. Mo, he must have told you. Yeah, we learned about Bat from Mo. But he didn't mention anything about you in regards to the accident. I suppose it was just a slip of the tongue on his part. That's why I figured it out. A slip of the tongue. Anyways, they were a terrible team. Yeah, incredible team. Cut down together in their prime. Cut down together. That's what he slipped, and that's how I figured it out. You two ended up in the center of the same accident together, like always. I see. But an accident is an accident. It wasn't anyone's fault. I still haven't broken Acro's last psyche lock. This must be an incredibly deep-seated secret. It wasn't anyone's fault. Do you care to explain more? Acro, I know you are still hiding something from me. Maybe someone you don't seem to like much is the reason you're being evasive. Max? Well, what does the Max have to do with it, though? He wasn't involved in the story at all. And it can't be... I mean, like, you do seem a bit upset with Regina, but I'm not sure I'd... Is that who we're trying to go for? Regina? You always seem calm and collected until you start talking about her. Saying things like, she is cruel. Well done, Mr. Attorney. Got quite the set of eagle eyes. You know, a tiger tried to attack me. A regent tried to attack you. Twice. He wasn't serious, I'm sure. You're not trying to insinuate that I believe she spurred on Leon to attack that, are you? Leon was never taught to command... to attack people. Regina isn't capable of doing anything like that. Besides, Regina had no reason to want to hurt my little brother. Regina and Bat were such good friends back then. But you still hate Regina. I've got proof of it. What? What are you talking about? No, maybe I ever did it again. But if I hand something over to Acro, maybe it'll... Here's proof that you had it out for Regina all along. Evidence. This? I think we're talking about the note. I think Phoenix would have pieced together that he put it in Regina's pocket, right? Take that! This... Where'd you get it? Regina posted it on the bulletin board in the cafeteria. Before that, it was in her pocket. I guess I notice it in there around breakfast time. I always take Acro his breakfast in the morning. You wrote this, and then you put it in her pocket. That's right, isn't it? That's right. Well done, Mr. Attorney. Yay, Phoenix, you're so smart. My legs were injured by Leon 6 months ago. My younger brother, Bat, had a dare with Regina.
A dare?
An absurd dare. If I can put my head inside of Leon's mouth like you do, you have to go to the movies with me on a date.
That's insane! Didn't he know how dangerous that is?
We all thought he was being stupid too. But that lion was very old to begin with. An age brought with a countless experience in doing that very trick. Unfortunately, this particular time, I guess Leon wasn't ready or willing. And that's when the accident happened. He just wanted to take her out to the movies. Poor Bat. When Leon chomped down, I jumped towards him. Then Leon attacked me, and that's how I ended up. What about that? He's still in a coma. I went to the hospital yesterday to visit him. I see. I'm not gonna make that joke because that's a insensitive joke to say about your brother, man. But know that we're all thinking it. We're all thinking it. We're all thinking it, you know. Getting bitten, experiencing brain damage. I know where that's happened before. I'm still waiting for him to open his eyes again. And that's the reason why I keep going. Bat and Regina. They were such great friends. Oh yeah, I wanted you to take a look at this. What is it? This is the scarf my brother was wearing when Leon attacked him.
Gross, it's covered in blood.
This scarf, it was a present from Regina to my brother on the day of the accident. When he did it, he looked like he was smiling. He? Leon, obviously.
Oh.
When he bit down on Bat's head, the expression on Leon's face looked like a grin.
Nick!
I know, both said the same thing.
What do you think it means?
I'll be taking that scarf if you don't mind. Miss Von Karma. I've already heard everything, so hand over the scarf.
The scarf is evidence in the trial.
That is for me to decide. I think we should begin our preparations now, Acro. Preparations? I have served a summons to Acro to appear in court tomorrow as a witness. Acro, we'll talk more at the prosecutor's office.
Acro? A witness?
Come, Acro, let's go to the office. Yes, ma'am.
Now what do we do, Nick? How are we going to handle tomorrow?
Don't worry about it. I'll figure something out.
Look at you, all full of confidence. You must have found something we can use.
This is all beginning to come together now. Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! And this trial is... It only goes up to... It doesn't go on another day, does it?
Nah, yeah, part 4.
Final part, yeah, finishing this bit today, and then we can hear more about Miles Edgeworth and his weird ass ways that he does things.
December 30th.
Wow.
Good morning, Max.
Oh, yeah. Good morning, sweeties. You don't seem like your usual sparkling self today. I'm always like this before I go in front of an audience. I'm working up to it.
Don't gotta be all nervous, Maxie. Here, have a glass of milk. Regina!
How fabulous! My sweetie pie princess! You came to watch my performance today?
Of course I did! Mo told me that I should come and watch this.
Mo said that.
So, what kind of performance will you put on today? Let me guess, you'll fly at the end?
It's not that kind of show. Isn't that right, my sweeties?
Huh?
I think my sweetie pie princess doesn't... Yeah, she doesn't seem to realize what's going on, or even where she is.
Well, Max, it looks like it's time to raise the curtains. I'll see you later. Today, I'm a member of the audience.
Fabulous! Enjoy yourself out there.
Good luck, Max. You're the best.
Gina's different,
Don't you think, Nick?
Top of the morning to ya! Everybody, let's get ready to get stuck in legal limbo. How low can you go? Oh, top of the morning to ya, governor. Top of the morning. That's the ticket. Attacking the day starts with the energy in the morning. The early bird gets the worm, but then again, worms like higher brain function. Here, Max, I brought you a present. Have some milk. Oh my, thanks. So, how are you today, right? Well, I've got a feeling that today I'm going to face off against the real culprit. You mean Acro?
Huh? You think he did it?
Be careful. He's used to putting his life on the line, literally. He's got guts to spare. All I've got to worry about is how thin the tightrope is. I'm used to it already. Just means that I won't be able to press him like I can other witnesses.
What are you going to do then, Nick?
Because today we'll just have to do without our usual psychological warfare. Today we rely on evidence. It's the only way we'll get past Acro into the truth.
You're right. It's gonna be tough.
Anyways, I think I want you to make sure that Regina sees it today. It's important. When she'll finally have to deal with the reality of what happened to her father.
You want us to make Regina watch?
Yes, that's why I brought her to court today. What's that supposed to mean? She needs to know that people die. They don't become stars. I may be an old-fashioned clown, but I don't believe in people becoming stars. Oh, it's kind of sweet. He cares about her, and that's really nice. It's really nice that he cares. Is my pasta still... I don't think my pasta is at a stage anymore where my autism will let me eat it because it's all raw now. Guess we'll just have to get some other food later. No food for me, we're in court. I do wonder what had Mo change his mind though, since he was so convinced that Max did it, and yet now he's like, no, it was definitely Acro. Court is now in session for the trial of Maximilian Galactica. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Miss Von Karma, you may proceed with your case. The prosecution would like to revise its previous theory of events. What's the meaning of this? We have discovered a new witness, or shall I say, a new eyewitness. One that saw Maximilian Galactica fly off from the scene of the crime. Order. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Due to this revision, we are now prepared to explain how the defendant flew that flight. Night. An explanation the prosecution will present if the need arises. In fact, my detective stayed up all night creating a mock-up of the scene on my orders. Or gumshoe. Look, lady, if you're gonna make him do all this, you should pay him more. Very well. Please call your witness to the stand. Time to get to work. Shall I say, time to walk the courtroom tightrope. Surprised I let your birds in here. Name and occupation. Ken Dingaling, but everyone calls me Acro. I'm employed as an acrobat at the Berry Big Circus. Where were you the night of the crime? I was in my room that night. If you look at the map, you will see the witness's room is near the crime scene. My room is on the 3rd floor. The crime scene is below my window. The night of the crime, the witness saw something quite shocking. Would you tell us what you witnessed? Okay. It was just after 10 p.m. and I was resting in bed. Around that time, I heard a loud thump noise from outside the window. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. I only saw him from behind, but that's who it looked like. To be honest, when I saw that, I thought I was dreaming. This witness's testimony matches up everything. It matches up exactly with that of the clown. Thus case, there is very little the prosecution need add. All that's left is to explain how the defendant disappeared into the sky that night. Before we get that far, I'd like to cross-examine the witness. A foolish choice by a foolish fool who wishes to feel the foolish sadness of a sad fool. A man must know the proper timing for things, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just like your old friend, Mr. Miles Edgeworth did. Oh, she's pushing his buttons on purpose. Ooh. Mr. Wright, do you have a problem with the witness's testimony? In the words of Miss Von Karma, may I quote yesterday's proceedings? There's no way that actually happened. Very well, you may proceed with your cross-examination. I like everything. You got a pretty solid case, my guy. Hacker must be lying about what he saw, right? Of course he is. Now the challenge will be to expose his lies in court.
Well, put the pedal to the metal, Nick.
I was resting in my bed, and I heard a loud thump from the window. Your room is on the 3rd floor, right? Yes. And you said you were resting in bed. That is correct. But you were still able to hear a sound from outside? I was indeed. Pressing acrobats didn't seem to get results, but maybe something was contradictory in what he said just now. No. What's the matter, Mr. Wright? Nothing, Your Honor. Until I can find a clear contradiction, I should tread lightly. Minutes later, I saw someone flying right by my window. Max Galactica. I thought I was dreaming. The light in your window was turned off then, right? That's true. I was going to bed after all. So with the lights off, you were still able to clearly see a human fly by your window? The safety lights lit things up enough for me to see. But honestly, there was only enough light for me to see the silhouette outside my window. It was the person's back, so I couldn't see the white roses from the front. Did you see any of the other symbols? I clearly saw his silk hat, and, well, as well as the cloak wrapped around his body. I'm convinced that the person I saw was Max Galactica. The more impressive or less results I get... No, I don't... There's nothing in the testimony, not in that one. Are you sure it was a human being? Could have been a mannequin, or perhaps a large action figure. Well... Setting aside the possibility of a mannequin, an action figure is plausible. You have no need to mince words with Mr. Phoenix Wright. Just to find the truth and only the truth, just as you were there, just as if we were there with you that night. I believe it was a human. I wonder if Agro's statement jives with the facts. I can't. I don't know. What else would there really be? I'm just dreaming. Lying about something, but what? Come back to my window. In bed. You said you were resting in bed. One would thus assume that you turned the light off in the room, correct? That's correct. There were safety lights around the outside of the lodging bit house. It's so bright sometimes it can make it hard to sleep. If that's the case, wouldn't it be a good idea to close some curtains? I never really thought of that. I guess that means I'm going to buy some curtains. Sometimes I do make myself useful in these chambers. Ow. The witness will proceed with his testimony. What facts could he... could be wrong, though? Said he had a silk hat. That he saw his symbols. I got one in my window. I press that one. I press that one. I can press this one. When did you start thinking that what you saw wasn't a dream? That's not important. I believe that the prosecution has done a bit of maintenance to the witness's memory. Just to make sure, let's ask the witness. Ow. Objection. Sustained. Don't sustain that. He must be lying about something, but I don't know what. I don't know what evidence that would be. Because, okay, what do I know about this case? I know that it was aggro. That killed the guy. I know how he did it. I know why he did it. Because he's fairly certain that... because he blames Regina, and by extension the ringmaster, for for what happened to his brother. Because it's, you know, that's something you do. It's something everyone does at some point when terrible things happen to their brother. It makes sense. And I don't really blame him for it. But what would be a contradiction? So, okay, well, let's think this through. Let's bring the microphone closer.
Come here. Come here. Come here. Come here. And let's think this through. Now there's a wire in my way.
Okay, so you were there just after 10. Resting in bed. Nothing there. Around that time, I heard a loud stomp from outside. That's all consistent. That makes sense. Then a few moments later, I saw someone flying right by my window. It was Max Galactica. Are you sure you saw him from behind? Nothing to contradict there because we can't prove that he wasn't flying. You saw his symbols. You sure he had his hat? Sure he had his cloak? Yet we found his hat at the crime scene. Is that the contradiction? It might be. I clearly saw his silk cloak and his hat. There is a huge contradiction in the testimony that was just given. If there is a contradiction, then prove it with evidence. She's right. Let's see some evidence. Do you have any evidence to support your claim of the contradiction? You claim to have seen the exact same thing Mo saw that night. Do you stand by that? What do you mean? The silk hat. What about the silk hat? I saw it on Max's head when he flew by my window. Well, you should have tried looking down at your window that night. That would have been quite difficult considering the state I'm in. Just looking outside the window was tough enough challenge for me. It's a shame, because you would have noticed that the silk hat found at the scene. That's the ringmaster's hat, right? I'm afraid not. No matter how you look at it, it's Max's silk hat. Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Are you saying that Max has two silk hats? No, this one is handmade, one-of-a-kind model made only for Maximilian Galactica. Which means, Acro, that you've been fibbing on the stand. What a thing to say. Fibbing. Order. As always, it looks like someone just opened their mouth before thinking. Are you okay, Nick? Well, I opened my big mouth and now I have to take it back. How about it, Mr. Wright? What would cause some witness to commit murder in this courtroom today? He has a grudge against Max. Acro is dreaming. He's the real culprit. Look. That's the correct answer. That's what we're going for. So we're just accusing him right out of the gate, are we? Jeez, Phoenix. No wonder everyone thinks you're a fucking idiot. Your Honor, on this occasion, the defense accuses Acro himself. On this occasion? Accuses Acro? What in the world are you accusing him of? Obviously, we accuse him of the murder of Mr. Russell Berry. Mr. Wright, are you sure? Deadly serious, Your Honor. I think your trips to the circus have served you well. You seem to have learned how to try and grab an audience's hearts and minds. Your Honor, don't allow yourself to be swayed by theatrics. Trying to wow the crowd with smoke and mirrors is the oldest bluff in the book. Really? If you don't believe me, just look at the witness. He's calm enough to do it. He's calm enough for it to almost be scary. He was saying rather calm and collected. Mr. Dingling, do you have any response to the defense's accusation? I don't really need to say a thing, do I? What do you mean? Everyone, take a good look at me. I can't even stand up by myself, let alone leave the lodging house. That's true. I understand that Mr. Wright is trying to help his client. But to do this by accusing me of murder of all things. See, even a sliver of common sense makes it clear the accusation is ludicrous. She's right. Way to pick on a disabled, you heartless, cruel man. I'm not saying that. Fucking shithead. See that, Mr. Phoenix Wright? If you're trying to drum up support from the peanut gallery, that's how you do it. I think that's enough of this little game. I've got a doctor's note to confirm that Acura was unable to stand under his own power. Maybe the defense is planning to make a claim to counter this as well. I can hear the defense now. Acro had an accomplice. What do you say to this, Mr. Wright? Did Acro have an accomplice? He didn't. Now then, this must be when I hear the name of the mysterious accomplice. Not this time, Von Karma. What? You're not going to sucker me into this one. What are you blabbering about, Mr. Wright? There was no accomplice. Acro planned and committed the murder all by himself. Order? What are you getting at? Way to keep them on their toes, Nick. Now I'm going to have to prove it all fits together. I have to show that Acro murdered Russell Berry. Can you do it, Nick? Can you really do that? I know that what I can't do. I can't stop now. If I stop attacking, I'm doomed. Alright, let's do it. Mr. Phoenix Wright. If this witness is the killer, then his eyewitness account is all lies, right? Mr. Wright, I'd like to clear something up for me. When the crime was committed, exactly where was Mr. Dingling? Dingling was here. It's obviously here the entire time. That's Acro's room. Pretty simple way. Acro wasn't able to leave the lodging house by himself. In that case, there can only be one correct answer. Acro didn't leave his room to kill the ringmaster. What? Are you nuts? Then, what say you, Mr. Dingling? It's an interesting theory. That's it. Considering that what you said proposed is impossible, yes, that's it. But look at you and your strong arms. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. As the witness stated, your assertion is impossible. As he is in a wheelchair, there is no way he could go to the scene or be the killer. You've got a point. Seems you've forgotten once again, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The defendant was clearly spotted at the scene of the crime. That's true. Mo said that he saw Max, didn't he? But Maya, it's still impossible for humans to fly. Do you mind if I ask a question, Mr. Wright? What is it? I understand that some of your logic. However, how do you think I killed him? If I can't leave my room, I obviously couldn't wear Max's costume. How did he do it? That's the next course of the legal buffet. Be careful, Nick. If you mess up here... She's right, I can't mess up here. I've got to give this one some serious thought. I'm sure that Acro killed the ringmaster, and he did it while he was in his room, no doubt about it. Time to present evidence. Evidence or a... What do I have? As to how Dingling committed the crime, Mr. Wright. The bust. Yeah. The bust. The bust is my only real evidence, isn't it? It's probably what I want then, right? I'm going to present some evidence. So what did Mr. Dingling use to commit the crime and murder... the crime of murder against Russell Berry? What's that? A picture? It is indeed. The problem is with the item that's shown in the picture. The bust. It's quite a large bust, and because it is life-sized, it is also very, very heavy. Heavy. Heavy enough to guarantee a certain death. Especially if it was dropped from a third-story window. See, this is how Acro was able to kill the ringmaster. With the force of gravity and the Maximilian Galactica's ample bust. That's a way to fucking say it, Phoenix. Order, order. So you're saying the bust fell onto the ringmaster? A rather simple crime. Even if you were stuck in a wheelchair, it would be an incredibly easy crime to commit. How could you possibly wheel a wheelchair with something so heavy? It's impossible. Well, Acro was an acrobat. He should have more than enough upper body strength to carry something like that bust. Mr. Dingling, how do you respond to these charges? Well, Acro's at a loss for words. He should be. He knows that I'm getting close to the truth. Well, 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 Acro. You can't... Ow! I'd watch what you say if I were you, Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? Your Honor, the physical health of the witness is material to this case. I demand that we get a proper testimony from the witness himself. Testimony, you say? Von Karma. She's just using this testimony as a ruse to stall for time. There's absolutely no need for such testimony. The defense has its version of the murder. The prosecution has a right to respond. The defense's objection is overruled. Why can't he see things my way for once in a while? I mean, he does sometimes, man. Mr. Dingling, I'm sorry, we need you to testify about your physical condition. If you have any doubts about your ability to testify, we can request expert testimony. The witness will have no problems. However, let's all be respectful towards him. Thank you. Ugh. That woman will sink at any low to win a case. I suppose I could have lifted something the size of that bust. I have a strong upper body from working as an acrobat, and only my legs were injured. However, lifting the bust and looking out of the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that kind of force on my lower body. That makes it impossible for me to have known the location of the ringmaster's head. Thus, it would be unrealistic for me to drop the bust on him, don't you think? I have no doubts in regard to this witness's testimony. It would be impossible for him to lift the bus and stick himself out far enough to look. Not to mention that he could not have known the location of the ringmaster's head. A single false step could have led to even more severe injuries. That's what I think. What is your opinion on the matter, Mr. Wright? I'd still like to proceed with my cross-examination. He's simply stalling. It's shameful, really. I can't let her get to me. I've got to focus. Is this where the box comes into play? Is this where the box comes into play? You're strong enough to lift it, and only your legs are injured. Lifting the bus and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way I could have exerted that much strength. And no way. Why do you say it would have been impossible? Allow me to explain. You accept that if I was to carry the bus, I couldn't see below the window. Thus, there is no way that I could have known the ringmaster's location. I suppose you've got a point.
Hey, Nick.
Huh?
What if you turn things around? Maybe if you think of it sort of like this. If he knew the location of the ringmaster's head, then he could have dropped the bust.
That does make sense. Only I could prove it somehow. The Acro knew the location of the ringmaster's head without looking down. The letter. I think I've already explained these things sufficiently. With the letter, because you gave him the letter. No. Okay. Okay. The box then? The box then. Probably the box then. Yeah. This is when the box comes into play. Acro. You didn't really need to lean out the window, did you? What are you driving at, Mr. Wright? You already knew ahead of time where the ringmaster's head was going to be. Quite precisely, I may add. You're silly hitting at things. You're silly hitting at things is pointless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Enough stalling. How about you show us some evidence? But I just had such a good hint. I did such a good job hinting. He's so. Yes. Hurry up and explain things, Mr. Wright. Maybe you should take a look at this. The key point here is the wooden box. The same wooden box that the victim was found hunched over. The same. The question is, who placed the wooden box there? Who? When Ben and company saw the ringmaster, they didn't see him holding a box, which means that the wooden box was already placed at the scene of the crime. I have to admit that your theory does make a lot of sense. That moment the bus came falling down was the exact same moment that the ringmaster lifted up this wooden box. Which means that the answer to all these questions is now crystal clear. You mean... If the bust were to fall upon the point marked on the wooden box, there would be no way that you could miss the head of the victim. No. Order. This is unbelievable. boy! Some of these loose ends are starting to tie themselves together. Now I just gotta keep going, and there's only one way to go from here. Forward. Because I'm a cool guy. So, this next question I have is, who placed that wooden box at the scene? It was Mr. Dingling, of course. He connected it to a rope, and then all he had to do was lower it down. Ow. Allow me to whip some Mr. Phoenix Wright. Ow. 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 The ringmaster's head could have been anywhere when he lifted the box. That's why the box was specially made. Specially made? Indeed. It had the most peculiar feature. The box has a remarkable weight. According to the court record, it weighs 20 pounds. Just to lift this wooden box would have required. Oh, I see. One would have had to squat down, then lift up with their body, wouldn't you say? That's exactly what I was trying to point out. The box is very, very large. The box also has carrying handles on either side, doesn't it? That's correct. To lift up the box, you would have to squat down. Which means that no matter where you are, your head would be in approximately the same place. Fool! Where does that bird keep going off to? Does he even bother listening to me anymore? I have heard what you've had to say. I must admit, I'm shocked at your imaginative skills. Did you do it? Did you place a wooden box in the plaza? Mr. Wright may have a vivid imagination, but I could never have done what he's proposing. What? Mr. Wright, do you recall the original location of Max's box? Bust? I remember. Of course I remember. It was on top of the table in the cafeteria. Then what happened to it? I'd like you to remember one important fact, Mr. Wright. I could not have possibly leave the lodging house by myself. Ah, that means... You understand what I mean, don't you? I very well have been able to drop the bust from my room. However, how could I have gotten the bust from the cafeteria to my room? You see, Mr. Phoenix Wright, explain that. Don't forget, you said there was no accomplice. Tell us exactly how the witness would have carried the bus from the cafeteria. Yeah, we definitely have a problem here. There is no place to be perplexed. I've got to keep my wits about me and prove how things happened once and for all. Let's hear your explanation. The monkey. A monkey. Everyone owes money. He loves shiny objects of any size. Oh, like how he stole the ventriloquist's ring. So, are you saying the witness had the monkey steal the bust? Of course he didn't order the monkey to steal it. The monkey stole it of its own and then brought it back home. Home? Money lives in Acro's room. Acro's room? But the bust was bronze, wasn't it? Bronze isn't all that shiny. Maybe you should put the whip down and sometimes read the court record. My, those are some very nice cards he's holding. Yes, and they're made of platinum, which is very shiny. Acro. Money is a strong monkey, right? It'd be easy for him to bring the bus back to your room. If he wasn't able to handle himself, I'd be on the market for a new roommate. Order, order. I said order, Miss Von Karma. Where is the bust in question at this moment? I don't know. We're searching for it as we speak. This is a rather strange turn of events. But let's say that the monkey had not stolen the bust. What would have happened then? Well, in that event, something else would have been used as the murder weapon.
Wait.
Then you mean this bus was the murder weapon purely by accident? It's possible. Maybe Akira saw Money's mountain of stolen goods and thought to use one of them. Anyways, I think we've more than proven one critical fact. Namely, that it was entirely possible for Akira to be the murderer. Moron! Mr. Wright's argument was so circular. I'm still a little dizzy, however. His argument does hold water, there's no denying that. Ow! To be so bamboozled, especially by this fraud of an attorney. Fraud? You've forgotten the absolute most important thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright. And what is that? You should know. You forgot the fraud of a magical client was spotted at the scene of the crime. There was no reason to doubt the clown's testimony. That's true. How do you respond to that, Mr. Wright?
Nick,
Don't let her beat you now. I won't. This is my chance to turn this trial around. When the murder occurred, there were 2 people at the scene of the crime. One was the victim, Russell Berry, and the other was the murderer himself. Answer this and only this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Who was the murderer the clown saw? He saw Max's... Ow! I asked who the other person most saw on the scene. That evidence has nothing to do with the question. Au contraire, mon Verrier. I don't know that word. It does indeed have something to do with the question. Mo said that he saw Max's silhouette. But he did not actually see the man himself. It wasn't a human being he saw. How was that possible? It's simple, really. What Mo actually saw that night was Max's bust. What are you talking about? Have you tried using your brain at all in this case? The silhouette he saw was wearing a cloak. There's no reason why you couldn't attach a cloak to a bust. It would be easy to hang one off the cards on the bust's hands. Idiot! Who in their right mind would put a cloak on a bust? It doesn't matter who put it on the bust. Wait a minute now, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? My question is of the utmost importance to this case, don't you agree? Oh, he caught me. So let's have it, Mr. Wright. Who put the cloak on the bust? Wouldn't it be Acro? Like fucking who else would it be? But if Acro didn't do it, but you were wearing the cloak, and there isn't another cloak, is there? Fool? Him? You were saying it was the victim himself. Russell Berry. That's what I'm saying. The victim himself placed the cloak on the bust. Place the cloak isn't really the right way of putting it.
Then what would be the right way of putting it, Mr. Wright? Explain yourself.
Nick!
Do you really have a handle on all this? I'm fine, Maya. I'm really putting all the pieces together. There's only one picture I can paint anyways. Alright, so what do you want to know? So you want to know what really happened that night. Let's put it back in time. Acro uses a rope to lower the wooden box onto the scene. Then he attaches the rope to the bust and dangles the bust out of the bedroom window directly above the wooden box. At the same time, the ringmaster told Max to wait in his room and went to the scene. Of course, at the time, the ringmaster was wearing Max's costume. Perhaps he didn't want anyone to recognize him that night. Because, just as he feared, he was spotted at the entrance of the lodging house by none other than the ventriloquist and his puppet, Ben and Trilo. When the ringmaster arrived at the scene, he bent over to lift the wooden box. And that is when Acro took his chance and released the rope. Now this is where the magic happens. At the very instant, the bus hit the victim. We're just a second there, Miss Phoenix Wright. As much as you try, as much as you scheme, this just isn't true. It can't be. It's a little early to be so upset, Mr. Von Karma. This circus isn't over yet. What? The impact of the bust on the victim threw the cloak up and snagged on the bust. The impact caused the sound of a certain witness heard, prompting him to take a look. That witness was, of course, Lawrence Moe Curls, the clown. When Moe looked out the window, the cloak had already been snagged on the bust. Now, having completed the crime, Acro naturally went about pulling up the murder weapon. Of course, he had no idea that Moe saw the bust being raised with the cloak dangling on it. Primarily because he is in a wheelchair, he couldn't see out the window. So he just kept pulling the bust up. Wow. And that is how the magical murder disappearing into the sky came to be. So you see, the only person who could have pulled this off is the person who was able to drop the murder weapon from above the scene. Acro, it could only have been you. Acro's been playing mind games with all of us. He sure has. But he has come to the end of his rope now. So, what now? You've graced us with a rather long-winded tale. But, do you have any evidence to prove that your fairy tale is true? Evidence? In this court, only two things matter. The power of evidence and the power of my whip. Don't forget the power of my gavel as well. Mr. Wright, the prosecution brings up a good point. Can we have some evidence? Nick, they say they want evidence. I just explained how there can only be one possible murder method. But there is still something unusual about Moe's eyewitness account. Unusual? A contradiction, actually. Okay then. Use that and get us out of this jam. What was Moe's eyewitness account again? He saw a thud and he looked out the window. Saw the silhouette of Max and flew away. What's the contradiction there? Kept the hat the whole time because it wasn't real, and the bust has the hat. It's enough talking amongst yourselves. Proceed, Mr. Wright. Present some evidence to the court that backs your claims. I want hard proof that you have unraveled the trick of the magic case. Ew. Hard proof. Because the hat. Because there were two hats? Is that what we're saying? Because, like, the bust. Because the reason Mo saw a hat is because the bust isn't real and is wearing the hat. Yet there was a hat at the scene of the crime, meaning that the victim was in fact wearing it. The problem is Max's three symbols. You know, the silk hat, the cloak, and the white roses. Symbols were a problem in numerous times during yesterday's proceedings. Yesterday there were two contradictions in Mo's testimony. The silk hat was one, the white roses were the other. But the theory I just presented explains all three of these contradictions. You fool! Do you ever shut up? Max's silk hat was found at the scene of the crime. However, remember that what Mo said yesterday. He testified that the criminal he saw fleeing the scene was wearing a silk hat. There's only one explanation for that. The silk hat that Mo saw was actually the bust's. Makes sense. If you look at it that way, then he did see the silk hat. Well enough, sort of. Fine, you've got one, but what about the other contradiction? The other contradiction? Remember what the ventriloquist said? He said the witness... He said he witnessed white roses on Max's chest that night. And the clown's testimony doesn't match. The clown said that there were no white roses. I'd like to see you try and explain that one away. Can you do it, Nick? Of course, I can explain all of it. Oh, what was that? Please recall the instant that the cloak snagged on the bust. If the cloak snagged on the bust, what happened to the white roses? Do you get it yet? If the cloak was snagged on the front of the bust, it means that the white roses ended up on the back of the bust. It explains why Mo didn't see them. The white roses were not visible because they were on the back side of the bust. Order, order. This is quite a shocking state of affairs. Mr. Wright's theory still sounds a bit absurd to me. However, let's just keep going down this road for a while and see where it leads. Let's do it, Nick. And then maybe Von Karma will finally throw in the towel. Well, so much for that theory. Mr. Wright, do you mind? What is it? You took the time to research our circus, didn't you? Well, yes, I did. Is there something making you think I didn't? If you did, then maybe you'll understand why I think you're off track. Why is that? Motive. The witness feels an incredible debt of gratitude towards the ringmaster. Anyone with any relation to the circus is well aware of this. Thus, there is absolutely no way someone like this would kill the ringmaster. Your Honor, I'd like to hear Acro's story. Learn about his relationship with the ringmaster and his life up until now. What do we do? There's no doubting that Acro deeply respected the ringmaster. Acro's motive,
A case of you thought it was someone else that you were killing.
It seems this case isn't over yet. Very well. However, I feel this is a good place to take a break. I will listen to the rest of Mr. Dingling's testimony after recess. This court will now take a 10-minute recess. Hell yeah. I can't believe it, Acro. It's pretty shocking, isn't it? It definitely is, but I think he was always the most straightforward of the group. Jeebers, am I that hated? Acro tried to pin the murder on you on purpose. He did. but I'm nothing but a little old nobody, you know. But you're not, which is kind of the reason why. Hey, pal. You're gonna ignore me after I went to all this trouble to bring you some evidence? Detective Gumshoe. Forget it. I'm going home. This guy deserves the guilty anyway. Now, detective. I'm sorry. Look, why don't you relax a little? We've got some really tasty milk. How about a card trick, detective? Well, if you insist. Now about the evidence you mentioned, what is it? Here you go. Huh? This is yesterday in Acro's room. Yep. And I've included the forensics results. Take a look at it later. Won't Miss Von Karma be mad that you're doing this? That's why this is all a secret. Huh. Look, details are on a need-to-know basis, and you're not really allies or anything, but everything that happened in court up until now has gone according to our plan. I don't know, Miss Von Karma doesn't seem to be in control of things and there just now.
You'll figure it out eventually, pal. Yesterday, our final plans were set into motion. Our final plans. That reminds me, I've got a message from the prosecutor for you. Nothing is ever truly decided until the very end. That's it! And that's it for me too, pal. I'm out of here. The very end part. I'm not sure. It was pretty cryptic to me. Oh! One more thing.
Don't scare me like that. It looks like there's a large care package from the circus for the defendant. What? For me? It's milk. The reception area looks like some kind of dairy, so hurry up and drink all sorts of before it spoils. An entire dairy's worth of milk for me. Gumshoe. Why do I have a feeling I know exactly what you're talking about? Court is back in session. Miss Von Karma, please continue from where you left off. I'd like to continue with Acro's testimony, starting with his relationship to Acro. I'd also like to get proof from the defense. Proof of what kind of motive Acro would have to commit this crime. Understood. Now, Mr. Dingling. Yes, Your Honor. Please proceed with your testimony. Finally, we get to the motive. Wait, Nick, are you okay? Just do me a favor and don't ask questions you don't want to know the answer to. Ugh. When I was little, we were abandoned by our parents. That's when the ringmaster of the Big Berry Circus, Russell Berry, took us in. I became an acrobat at around 9 years old. I wanted to find a way to repay the ringmaster. That was my sole purpose in life. You're such a thoughtful young man. As you heard, the witness deeply respected the witness. I wonder how anyone could think that Acro would kill the man he held in such esteem. You are absolutely right. How could anyone think that, Mr. Wright? Which is why there's no real need for cross-examination, is there? Actually, there's a question I'm trying to answer myself. Why would Acro kill the ringmaster? This might be the last chance to answer the question. Of course I'll cross-examine. The defense has the right to cross-examination a witness. You're so tactless, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You don't care about justice, do you? You just want to fabricate a motive. Very well, Mr. Wright. Cross-examine the witness. Sad. There's no need to be sad. We're proving murder. Took us in. I came in after about 9. Did you ever have any trouble with the ringmaster? Ow. How could you ask such a thing, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have some sort of fundamental misunderstanding of the witness' testimony? Or the heartfelt emotions contained within? You better think about this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. You better think hard. Ow. Ow. No matter how you look at it, there's no way I could see the witness ever taking the victim's life. Exactly. I've been waiting for you to say that, Your Honor. Nick, I hate to say it, but I agree with them. I was trying to chase down the truth, but I ended up just looking like a jerk. What do you think, Nick? I don't know. I think the more I cross-examine him, the worse I end up looking in the end. You mean... I get the feeling that I get the feeling this cross-examination was a trap. Yeah. It'll come and set you up again. Yes, I just gotta press everything. Yes. My brother Sean and I. What? You have a brother? How old were you when this happened, Acro? I was 8 years old, and my brother was 4. Your parents were very cruel, weren't they? Nowadays, we aren't bitter about what happened to us, because it allowed us to meet the wonderful people at the Berry Big Circus. Nick, the judge is getting misty-eyed. He's got a soft spot for sob stories, it looks like. Ow! No crying in court! Let's keep going. The witness may proceed with his testimony. How would you describe your relationship with the ringmaster? He's like an uncle, a father, and a big brother all rolled up into one. The ringmaster and my brother were the only family I had. What about other people at the circus? This was over 15 years ago. Back then, there were very few customers coming in. No one really had the time to look after us. They were worried about other things. But the ringmaster, he would always come see us with a laugh and a smile. What a beautiful story. That's why I was always thinking of what I could do for him. I wanted to thank him. Nick, isn't Acro such a wonderful person? I know, he seems like a wonderful guy. Is what makes it so difficult. So then how long have you been a performer? Became an acrobat at 9. You started off as an acrobat early. You started off as an acrobat at that early of an age. I begged the ringmaster until he finally agreed to let me do it. Ever since then, I've been in incredible physical shape. That's also when I decided to form a group with my brother. We called ourselves the Flying Dinglingberries. It's nearly a household name. I've even heard of them in Germany. Liar. The point is that I wanted to be of some use to the circus. You are truly a remarkable young man. The judge keeps looking at Acro almost like a proud father. I think this will be enough for now. Pondering whether or not the man would kill the ringmaster leads me to believe that it is pretty unlikely. Exactly right, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, I'd like to ask you a question. Go ahead, Your Honor. I would like to know, can you provide an explanation as to why Acro would want the master dead? The thing is I don't think he wanted the ringmaster dead. I don't think he wanted the ringmaster dead. Nick. Yeah, I don't even have to think about it. It was obvious from the start. Your Honor, the reason that Acro killed the ringmaster is something that can't be proven. What? That's because Acro had no reason to kill the ringmaster at all. Ow. Your foolish attempt to fool us like foolish fools is foolhardily foolish. Did you forget? You made an accusation against this witness, did you not? I believe it was. This is the real killer of Russell Berry, ringmaster. If you want to jump to the end of things, then yes, that sounds about right. The end of things. Acro, you didn't plan to kill the ringmaster at all, did you? The ringmaster wasn't your target that night. Oh, what are you saying? I'm saying that the target of this witness murderous plot was not the ringmaster. Because it was never his intention to kill Russell Berry to begin with. What? Order, order. Bailiff, I don't care who it is, smack anyone who's loud in the face, twice if you must. Mr. Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in my court? Ow. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what in the world are you trying to do in his court? Are you attempting to imply that Acro was trying to kill someone else? I am attempting to imply that. I am attempting to imply so heavily that Acro was trying to kill someone else entirely. This, ow! My evidence! What are you doing, ow? There's 14 more where that came from. Hold it right there. You can take your time with the other 14 later, but for now, let's see what the evidence is again. Ugh. I'm so scared of what will happen if I can't even move to evidence. Did I click the wrong thing? Maybe I clicked the wrong thing. Oh, no. We're thinking that he killed Regina. That's what we were implying to him earlier. And the note being in her pocket means that he thinks she killed him. So, Regina. I jumped the gun again. I keep doing that. Why do I always jump the gun? Regina Berry? This young girl is the ringmaster's daughter, correct? Acro, you were really aiming for her that night, weren't you? You don't need to answer that! It's a mean-spirited leading question. He could easily answer this question. If I'm wrong, all he has to say is, "You're wrong." That's it. That's it, huh, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Enough. Mr. Wright, allow me to... Ow. The only thing allowed to interrupt me is death itself. Huh? And that goes for you too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Show me evidence, now. I want to know why Acro would want to kill Regina Berry. Yes, me too. I just want to see some proof. Evidence that proves I wanted to kill this young girl. Acro, you remember this, don't you? That's a piece of paper that we found in the ringmaster's tailcoat. Inside the victim's tailcoat. Acro wrote this note. It's ironically entitled "To the Murderer." Its purpose was to call someone to the plaza at 10 PM. So you're saying that he called Russell Berry with this note? Yes, but there's just one problem. Acro did indeed place this note into someone's pocket. However, that someone was not the ringmaster. You mean it wasn't for the... That's exactly what I mean. The person this note was intended for was none other than Regina Berry. Order, Mr. Right. This little theory of yours, it's the truth, Your Honor. It isn't a theory. Simply put, Regina didn't think the note was meant for her, which is why, the morning of the crime, she placed it on the cafeteria bulletin board. That's when her father, the ringmaster, saw the note. That's correct. The ringmaster ended up in the plaza instead of Regina. And he was killed because of that mistake instead of Regina. That's incredible. Remember the testimony that Acro gave us earlier today. Lifting the bust and looking out the window would have been impossible. There's no way he could have exerted that kind of force on his lower body. If he were to do that, he'd end up falling out the window. Acro had no idea who it was that arrived at the plaza, because he couldn't look down out of the window to see who it actually was. I've got it! Acro thought it was Regina down in the plaza. And that's when he let the bus fly. Hey, Nick. Isn't Regina listening to all of this from the audience? She is. Unfortunately, it's going to get harsher from here. I hope Regina can handle it. Acro wrote this note to Regina. Foolishly foolish fool, with foolishly foolish fool ideas and foolishly... You're foolish? You've even made me sound like a foolhardy fool. Very well, Miss Phoenix Wright. If you're so sure, then tell us about this line. I have conclusive evidence of what took place. Yes, what about that line? Well, if the note was meant for Regina Berry, it would mean that the note is declaring Regina Berry as a murderer. You just don't get it, do you? What? What are you saying? The ringmaster knew what the note meant, which is why he went to the plaza, in place of his lovely daughter. Hold it there, Mr. Wright. What is this incident that is alluded to in the note? The incident from 6 months ago. I know all about it. The incident occurred 6 months ago, and I know more than... and I am more than ready to show this court what happened at that time. Moron! Wait, are you sure this relates to the present case? It does indeed, Your Honor. Everything in this case has its start in what happened 6 months ago. Really, Nick? I think so. Well then, if that's the case, hurry up and tell us about it. What is this conclusive evidence mentioned in the note? I know I'd certainly like to know what it is. Just in case I fuck up. If I can't answer the question, the judge is going to think I'm bluffing. The conclusive evidence that about the incident 6 months ago. This? Or this? And the pepper. But which one does it want me to present? Probably this, because this is what was in the box, right? Achoo! 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 What kind of spicy joke is this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It isn't a joke at all. It's a decisive evidence you asked for. What do you mean? Recall that the victim was trying to take the wooden box away from him. He was doing so because this piece of decisive evidence was inside. Another unbelievable conclusion. Very well, Mr. Wright. So what exactly are you saying? Are you claiming Regina Berry killed someone with a small bottle of pepper? Taking the note into account, that's the only logical conclusion you can draw. Foolish fool who never tires of his own foolish ways. If you're so sure, Mr. Phoenix Wright, then answer this question. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? Ah, fuck. I didn't pick someone at random. Who was Regina Berry's intended victim? That's a very good question. But... oh, I presented acro instead of bat. That was my problem. Who is this? That is Acro's younger brother. What does this prove? His younger brother isn't dead. Technically, that's true. However, Bat has been in a coma for 6 months now. It's not a stretch to see how Acro could feel that his brother is dead. Regina, she did that to him. Do you spend your entire life dreaming up new ways to be foolish? Naturally, the prosecution has looked into Acro's brother, Sean Dingling. 6 months ago, he was bit by a lion and fell into his current comatose state. Lion? Miss Regina Berry is an animal tamer by trade. However, no tamed animal is in that position is ever trained to attack another human. They wouldn't understand the command. Moreover, Miss Regina could never do something like that. It's just not in her. So then what happened to Akro's brother? He's not the victim of attempted murder. He's a victim of an accident. I see. Now what do we do? No one seems to be going along with your theory. Do you think what happened to Bat was actually an accident? I think it was a little more than that. Because the pepper was placed on his scarf intentionally. But by who was the question? The lion biting Bat was no accident at all. What? You're such an amateur, Mr. Phoenix Wright. There is no way that Regina could ever incite her lion to attack another human being. She may not have incited the lion to attack another human being, but Regina is responsible for making the lion bite Akro's brother because of the scarf. Because it has pepper on it. That's just a scarf, Akro. This scarf is something that Bat used to wear, correct? That's right. And who was the one that gave this scarf to Bat? Regina. Regina gave it to him. Regina. There was something more than just blood on the scarf, Your Honor. And what might that be? Pepper. 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 Regina gave the scarf to Bat right before the accident, and covered it with as much pepper as she could. Hey, this is silent treatment. Excuse me, Mr. Wright. You've done a good job figuring out a criminal, but out of curiosity, what was her crime? Miss Berry gave a pepper-covered scarf to Bat as a present. What's the crime in that? Just because I'm so low on health. Still seems the judge just doesn't get it. Mr. Phoenix Wright, wasn't it said that the lion seemed to be smiling? Smiling? The lion was smiling. Right before Bat was bit by the lion. For a moment, the lion's mouth changed and it looked as if he was smiling. Lions smile? I've never heard of them smiling. However, lions sneeze. Leon wasn't trying to bite Bat at all. In reality, all he actually did was sneeze. He sneezed because of all the pepper on the scarf. What? You fool! You've got to be kidding me. What's the matter, Miss Von Karma? I object for objection's sake. Mr. Phoenix Wright, this theory, you believe it? You really intend to say that this is how this joke of an accident actually happened? Of course I do. It's the truth. The lion sneezed due to pepper, and that's when Bat lost consciousness. Akro nearly lost his brother due to this accident, or this joke, as you put it. Which is why he tried to get his revenge against Gina. You foolish idiot! It almost does seem like a terrible joke, doesn't it? Once again, I'm impressed by your imagination, Mr. Wright. To think that there's someone who treats this accident with the respect it deserves. Are you telling me that what I said was true? Acro? You don't mean... You can't mean witness? Are you confirming the defense's claim? Mr. Wright, unfortunately, your imagination is not enough to find me guilty of murder. What do you mean by that? The pepper, the scarf, the lion. I see where you're going, but it's a bit hard to swallow. Not to mention the fact that there is an even bigger problem with your theory. And what problem would that be? The same problem it's always been, evidence. I dropped Max's bust on top of the ringmaster. Where is the evidence that proves that claim? Ugh. You mean the conclusive evidence? The biggest problem is the murder weapon, or lack thereof, to be precise. The murder weapon. The bust that the defense claims was used. That were found in Acro's room, and if it were covered in the victim's blood, that would be awfully conclusive in my eyes. Yes, it would be. The bust. Nick, you've got to do something. This is the last step. If I get it right now, the case is won. See how things work out. Request to search Acro's room. The defense requests to search the room of the witness, Ken Dinglang. What is it now? It looks like you still haven't figured things out yet, have you? By now you must know the meaning of von Karma, total justice. You mean... A von Karma never leaves anything to chance. We already searched Acro's room yesterday. What did you find? There's no reason to even say it. If we found what you think we found in that room, Acro would not be here as a witness. But, to put a point on it, Max's bust was not in the room. The murder weapon is still unaccounted for. You see, Mr. Wright, the bust wasn't in my room. Furthermore, Detective Dick Gumshoe executed the search by complete surprise, and we took Acro directly to the prosecutor's office after that. End of story. Just wait a second. Something's funny about all this. It looks like your lack of a final nail is to put in my coffin. But what about the scarf? What about the note? What about them, Mr. Wright? No offense, but the only evidence here that is relevant here is that which pertains to the death of the ringmaster. We should know that by now. Ugh. Do something, Nick. Don't let this case slip away. The bust, where is it now? Where is the bust right now? You're Phoenix Wright. You know where the bust is. I'm sure you do. There's not even a single clue. How am I supposed to know where the bust is? Since this case is coming to a close. The defense's counter-arguments look to have fallen short. Thank you for your support. Ugh. I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wright. I think this brings to an end this cross-examination of the witness. What's up, Maya? Where is Max's bust? The defense needs time to prepare to present its case. Sorry, I'm a bit nervous and it's just bit my tongue. Huh? What? What do you mean, what? Why are you the most surprised person here? She's your aide, isn't she? Do you really have a case to present, Mr. Wright? What? Why are you asking me? The rest is up to you, Nook. Good luck. Hey, wait. You can't be serious. Acrobats always have their lives on the line, don't they? That's how Acro's lived his life up until now. Gaming hard or hardly gaming, am I right, lads? Or am I right, lads? You are so right, lad. Cheers, lad. I'm not sure. I'm voice acting hard. I'm not sure that counts as gaming though. Now it's time for us to walk across our own tightrope. If we don't, we're certain to lose. Very well, the defense may proceed. Hey, he doesn't have a clue, and I don't think he'll be finding one anytime soon. Walking on a tightrope of logic, there's no room for a false step. Sink or swim, as the only way through is forward. The murder weapon. Where is Max's bus now? The lodging house. Somewhere in the big top. Somewhere in the courtroom. It's in the courtroom, isn't it? That's what I... That's what I remember from... Yay, my voice acting is counted as gaming. It's gaming for my throat, because my throat hurts so much. It's in the courtroom, isn't it? It's obvious. The bus is inside of this very courtroom. It's obviously where? Allow me to pinpoint the location of the bust on the witness stand. I remember this part of the this part of the case where it all turns around and you're like, oh my god, and then I'm not sure how a normal player was meant to come to that conclusion though. Maybe through trial and error, but like... Acro, I'm sorry to ask this, but do you mind if I take the blanket off your wheelchair? Because like you never really see Acro in full in the game, so I'm not sure how you would even know there was a blanket there. I'm sorry, I didn't quite hear you, Mr. Wright. Well, you are a big guy, and you have a pretty big wheelchair because of it. I just wanted to make sure you weren't hiding anything under the blanket. Because it seems to me that it'd be really easy to, say, hide a bust under there. Once again, your penchant for humour hits me where it hurts, Mr. Wright. I think it's pretty amazing that you can laugh in your position. However, your lightheartedness doesn't change the fact that the bus is under there. We all know you can't leave the lodging house by yourself in your condition. That proved inconvenient when Miss Von Karma happened to search your room yesterday. If she had found the murder weapon in your room, it would have been all over. Which is why you had to hide it in the only place you could hide it. Under your wheelchair. Which is why, Acro, I have to ask you again, would you please remove the blanket from your lap? Well done, Mr. Wright. Masterfully played. You fool! How could you... You've got me. I've been bagged up by a real pro. Actually, two of them. Miss Francesca von Karma and Mr. Phoenix Wright. What? There's just one thing I'd like to know. How did you know to launch the surprise search on my room last night? There were 2 pieces of decisive evidence, the cloak and the bust. I burned the cloak in my room and threw the ashes away in the trash. Regina always took my trash out every morning, you know. But the bust? Obviously I couldn't throw that away. When you executed your search, all I could do was try and hide the bust. The only place that I could hide it quickly was under my wheelchair. Miss Von Karma, you had things all figured out, didn't you? I was completely sucked in by your calculated strategy. And now, to be caught in the middle of the court, hiding the murder weapon. There's no way I can escape that. So you've got me. Well done, Mr. Wright. Well done, Miss Von Karma. It all makes sense now. I can't believe that Von Karma thought that far ahead. It's amazing. Huh. You definitely couldn't tell by looking at her. No, I sure couldn't. I can't believe it. Me? Make a mistake? Why didn't I order a surprise search on your room if only I hadn't done that? It seems we finally arrived at the truth, Necro. Yes, Your Honor. Did you kill the ringmaster of the Berry Big Circus, Mr. Russell Berry? Yes, Your Honor. I'm responsible for that crime. Necro. All my brother wanted was for Regina to like him. That's why he'd tease her. One day, my brother sprinkled some pepper on Regina. She started sneezing so hard, you couldn't help yourself from laughing. That's why Regina thought it would be funny to get him back in the same way. And that's why she covered the scarf with pepper. I know she didn't mean anything bad to happen. I know that. She just wanted to make my brother sneeze a few times too. But I just couldn't forgive her, no matter what. What am I truly guilty of? I'm guilty of never, ever being able to understand her. Your brother became a star. Regina believes it so purely. That she would innocently laugh when saying it too innocently. I just couldn't stand it, no matter how hard I tried. That's when you decided to do something about Regina. How dreadful. So, are you saying that you are a victim in all this as well? No, that's not what I mean. I'm nothing but a murderer. That's who I am. At first, I thought I'd kill myself. Then I pondered giving myself up. But I couldn't just get up and leave. I just couldn't, not yet. That's why I tried to pin this on Max. Max, I'm so sorry. I just couldn't up and leave yet. It's such a good case. It's such a good case. It's such a good case. This has been quite a strange case. It's almost a reflection of the circus itself. I'm an idiot. I can't believe it. You beat me again. I believe this case is now beyond any point of possible discussion. Thus, I'd like to declare my verdict. Not guilty! Hooray! Yay! Gosh, look at— he's tall! This court is adjourned. Fabulous! But to be honest, I can't really be too happy about this. Acro, the ringmaster, Regina, and Bat. Not a single one of them was a bad person inside, huh? That's a good question, and one I don't know the answer to. Many congrats, but only to, at max, 1,000,000, of course. Thank you. What's with the vibe in this room?
We're just thinking about Acro.
No. If you worry about people too much, then you'll be like this forever and never be happy. Huh? She's been like this for a while now. It's all my fault. Sweetie pie. Bad and Acro. They're never coming back. Now everyone's gonna split up. Regina, Mr. Wright, tell me something. What do you want to know, Regina? Acro said something right at the end. Just couldn't up and leave yet. Does that mean that Acro, is he gonna try and get a revenge on me? He's not gonna do that to you, Regina. Are you sure? You're really sure? I can't believe that. Yep. Acro doesn't have any desire for revenge anymore. That's true. I want to see some evidence. Huh? I want to know you're not just making up the stuff about Acro not wanting revenge. This is the bit where I'm always like, what am I meant to tell you? Because I'm like, what are you... I'm always so concerned, you know. Acro didn't want to get caught for a reason. He wanted to see his brother open his eyes again. That? That's right, Regina. He's still alive, you know. I never knew. But now that Acro's been caught... I know! What? I'll do it! I'll save my bad as long as it takes. Until he opens his eyes, and then until he can meet Acro again. That's so sweet of you, Regina. I'm sorry, Acro. I'm sorry, Bat. Well, hopefully this is enough to give her a little peace of mind. Hey, Max. What is it, Mo? We really put you through a lot, didn't we, buddy? I'm sorry about what happened. So, whenever you'd like to leave us, I'll pay your fee and rip up the contract. I understand. What a fabulous thing to do for me. I might even leave tomorrow. What's going to happen to the circus now? That's the big question. Our ringmaster was really an amazing person, wasn't he? Even though he's not here anymore, everyone is sticking together. The staff, the performers, no one wants to leave the circus. That's why I've made a decision. What is it? I've decided that I will take over as the new ringmaster. I'll turn the circus into the best circus the world has ever seen. The best circus the world has ever seen? Don't laugh. That's quite the goal.
Yay! I can't wait!
Then I guess that changes things. Huh? There's only one thing the best circus the world has ever seen needs. The world's best illusions. Which means this circus needs the best magician the world has ever seen. Max. Let's work together and make our circus super fabulous. What do you say, big guy? I don't know what to say. All I could say is thank you. Regina, you're gonna help them out too, won't you? I don't know. Maybe the circus would be better off without me. What are you talking about, Regina? Why do you think I brought you here to court today? You've got to work together to make the very big circus bigger than ever been. Mo? Mo's right, sweetie pie. It can't be the Berry Big Circus without Regina Berry. Max? Nick? Seems that everything is going to turn out alright here. I can't wait to see the best circus the world has ever seen. We'll save the most fabulous seats. It'll take us a while to get ready, but I'll be going to order special whoopee cushion seats. Yeah, I'm sure you think that's hilarious. I see. What made the case? Yesterday's surprise raid. It really paid off, just like you said it would, sir. You had it all figured out, didn't you? It was just a theory. Backer really was the killer. I thought it was the only way it could end. Especially if he was the defense attorney. You mean Mr. Wright? Of course. Well, detective, my plane is about to leave. As for Mr. Acro's case, you needn't worry. I plan to personally stop by the chief prosecutor's office as soon as I'm back. Understood, sir. I'll be waiting for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh, look at him. Oh, oh, Edgeworth, my boy. Kisses for Edgeworth. Kisses for Edgeworth. So many kisses for Edgeworth. I would. Look, Edgeworth, I want to start your case today, but I am literally dying of hunger. I need to eat something immediately, and the only thing I can eat is butter chicken, and I need to buy chicken for that because otherwise it tastes wrong. Every time I try and make it without the chicken, I eat it and I'm like, this tastes bad and I don't want it anymore. It needs the chicken juice in it, otherwise it's bad and wrong. Anyway, I will make sure that I will make sure that when I continue the case on Monday, I will make sure that I do something long, because my streams keep being super short, and I don't want that to keep happening. I might not necessarily want to stream for 6 hours again, but I need to make things a bit longer. Anyway, the weather seems like it's cleared up a bit, so I need to do some washing. I need to go out and buy some food, because buying food is good for me, and then I need to go and eat that food. And that's about it. So, thank you. I do love that case. I think that case is wonderful, and I can't wait, Edgeworth. Oh, I love you. I love you. I love you. You went on a journey of self-discovery for a year. Oh, I'm gonna kiss him. I'm gonna kiss him. I'm gonna kiss him. I'm gonna kiss him, and I'll take him out for afternoon tea. Give him a little cake. Oh, I love him. Anyway, I'm dying currently as we speak, and the longer I wait, the more my stomach will eat itself. So, I'm gonna head out now. So, bye bye.